This tutorial covers the navigation for our Canvas classroom. Let's take a look together. When you log in the course, you will see a left menu bar. Here is where you will see an inbox where you can write emails if you need to. This is your dashboard. This is where the Help Center is located, and those are just about the nicest people I've ever known. So when you click the help desk, there's a phone number for daytime, there's an evening and weekends phone number, and you can get help there. For this course, you will need to use the Home tab where you will come when you enter the course, the announcements, the modules, discussions, and of course your Grade Center where you can see your grade progression. Recent announcements will appear here, but you will always want to go to announcements to make sure that you've seen all of the announcements that are coming. Remember that your participation grade relies upon you reading all announcements. So make sure that you do that. Let's take a look at these modules together. As you can see, the modules for the welcome with information about the course and so forth are all open and ready to go. And remember, the course is laid out very logically, so you want to go with one page after another. Don't skip any pages or you'll miss important information. I promise you there's nothing in here that you don't need to read. I don't like it either when I go in things and I'm just like blah blah blah. So I only have information in here that you need to see. Under that is the Start Here menu, and of course you'll need to open all of these and read them. There's a discussion board that you're going to want to start with. And the very first thing that we have this semester are some choices that you're going to make. Because I have built this course around your likes instead of what I like. I want you to choose topics that are important to you. So as we go through these modules, I'll show you in a moment. But one of the things you want to do on day one is go to the open forum and introduce yourself. The next thing you want to do in the first week is study the study guide, and that will be open the first week. There are several pages of information for you to study, and that will all open up on the first week, and it's all enjoyable and it's all laid out in very logical format. So you'll want to make sure that you come back to the modules page frequently. Module 2 contains the basic writing skills, and that's open at the beginning of the semester. And gosh, these exercises are so much fun. So you will enjoy doing these first exercises. And anytime you see the magical word submit here, that's where you know to submit a document. Let's take a look at one of them together. I open up those magical words submit here, and I see that there's the PDF that covers the assignment. So I want to make sure that I've completed everything. I've saved the entire thing as a PDF, and as soon as I have it all saved in a PDF, my name, course information, date, word count are all included, then I submit the assignment. After I've clicked that, I scroll down and I see that I upload my file and submit it. And there you go. It's already completed. I want to remember that I always want to submit a PDF. After I finish this basic writing skills, and I'll come down to Module 3. And there's an overview of Module 3, and you'll notice that the remainder of Module 3 is not open yet. If you go to the announcement board, you will find an announcement that says dates for module unpacking. That means that these modules aren't quite ready to unpack yet because it's not that time in the semester. So when the day comes, then all the wonderful, fabulous things for you to learn will open up and that module will be available. But for now, you can click on the overview and you can read a little bit about what that module is going to contain. After basic writing skills, we have literary criticism, which you're going to like. It's going to make you feel super smart, which you already are. Then we have flash fiction. Then we have the classics. Remember when I told you that you have some choices to make right here at the very beginning of the semester? This is one of them. And when you open the overview for the classics, you will see that there's a PDF that has choices for you to make. And you will choose the classic that you'll be reading throughout the semester. Once you've chosen that title, then you're going to want to lock it down because there's only one title per student. So if you pick something and it's already been taken, then you have to go back to the list and choose something else, which means the early bird gets the worm. So you want to make sure you're the very first one to go in, open this PDF, pick the ebook that sounds most interesting to you. Believe me, I only included the best. There aren't any of these novels that are not just awesome. Pick the one you want, go to the classics discussion board and lock it. Let me show you how to do that. Let's click on this. Here I am in the discussion board for locking down that classic essay. That's that same PDF that I just showed you before. And I'm going to write, this is Debbie Hall, and I'm locking down the title, whichever title I've chosen. I do that by clicking reply. And when I click reply, that opens up this text box. And I'm going to type in simply, my name is Debbie Hall. I'm locking the novel David Copperfield, and I post the reply. It's that simple. Let's go back to those modules. So now you've made a decision on the classics novel that you're going to be reading throughout the semester. The rest of the module isn't open because we're not ready for that yet, but it is time to make your selection at the beginning of the semester. If you change your mind later, you find a title that no one has taken and you've decided to do that, then you would go back to the discussion board, click that same reply button and say, this is Debbie Hall and I am unlocking David Copperfield, so that somebody else might be able to go in and pick up that choice. Our next module is poetry, which is just simply fun. You're just going to love it. Then there's the film study, and in the film study you will be choosing the films that you want to watch. Within reason, of course, we don't want anything disgusting. So I have showed you an overview there as well. Now remember when I told you that you have some choices to make? Here's the next choice that you're going to make. One of the major essays is the hero archetype essay. And here, just like we did in the classics, you're going to find a list of characters and you're going to pick the one you want to study. Again, this is going to be later on in the semester, but you're going to lock down that topic now so that nobody else can get it. As soon as you've chosen your character from the list, you go to the discussion board and lock it down just like you did the classics. Exact same thing. Our last essay is the creative final essay. I decided that the best way I can think of for you to demonstrate an understanding of the learning objectives for this course and all of the great things that you've read and studied and watched throughout the semester is for you to create a short story of your own. And so right here at the very beginning of the semester, within the first 2 weeks of the semester, you will open these images. You will pick one that inspires you to write a story, and you will go to the discussion board and you will discuss that image with your fellow classmates. And the way you discuss that with your fellow classmates is that we start with this module overview, and here is where those images are contained for the final exam. The prompt for that essay is located here. So you're going to want to spend some time reading over what this short story exercise is all about. And then after you've done that and you've selected the image that you like the best, you will go to the discussion board and you will add that image to your discussion and tell other students what you are thinking about doing and so forth. That means that when you opened up this image, this page of images, you selected one. Let's practice this together. I'm going to open this document. This is going to open as a Word doc, and the first thing I'm going to want to do is click Enable Editing in the yellow bar that's right above where that document opened. Now look, I'm going to scroll down here. There's a little fact thing. I'm going to find the image that I like best. What inspires me to write a really cool short story? You can pick the same one that other people pick. It doesn't matter to me as long as the stories are unique. You'll see a little link where I found that image, and usually you can find the image that way if you run into problems trying to save the image. Okay, let's say that I'm going to pick this image. I'm going to click it. I'm going to copy it. And remember that I enabled editing in this Word document. And so I'm going to save this as a picture. And that's going to bring up my screen. And I'm going to name the picture. And I'm going to save it to my desktop. I opened it from my desktop. And I'm going to open with OpenView. I'm showing you this one because it's the only one on the whole list that's hard. So I thought since the others are so simple and easy, I'd show you the one that's difficult. Now I've got this open. I can't get to a way to copy it or get the URL for it. So I'm going to open my snipping tool, and I'm just going to create an image that way and make life simple on myself. Save it to my desktop. Now it's saved. So for that one image only, the others are very simple. I'm going to go here to that module overview. I'm going to the discussion board, and I'm going to create my discussion about that particular image. And because that was the only way to do it, I'm going to attach that file. And then in the body of my post, I'm going to tell my fellow students what I'm thinking about for this story, ideas that I have based on the reading that I did of the overview and the prompt for the essay. Now let's look at one of them that's easy. Okay, here's one on that list that's super easy. And what I found is this one, and I've chosen this one. So I copy this. And now I go over to that same discussion board where we were, and I'm going to embed the image. I'm going to paste that in, and I'm going to click Update, and there's the picture. Now I may want to make this picture smaller so that it's not the entire thing, and then I'm going to maybe center it, and then I'm going to write a note to my fellow students about this picture and the ideas that I have for that. And then I'll click Post Reply. So I wanted to go ahead and cover the most difficult of those images to include and one that's the easiest to include. If you have any problem with those images, you can always do a search for an image that looks like that and insert it, and use that same method in the discussion board. So that concludes this navigation tour of the course. Again, you'll always check the announcements. Remember, that's a critical part of your grade, is reading the announcements and studying the modules. You will find in the announcement board an announcement that says dates for unpacking of modules, and you'll check that to find out when all of the fun content is opened up in the modules that are not yet open. That concludes this tutorial, and again, welcome to the course.